Joe said Chiesa not in the squad for Asia. Nope, he's not, and there's two different answers as to why. So the travelling squad for the Reds trip over to take on AC Milan and Yokohama Marinos is Alisson, Gomez, Endo, Van Dijk, Canade, Diaz, Soboslai, Nunes, McAllister, Salah, Jones, Gakpo, Elliott, Chimikas, Robertson, Gravenberch, Doak, Woodman, Mamardashvili, Kirkes, Wirtz, Frimpong, Pexi, Rio, Mishore, Morton, Bradley, Stevenson, and Leone. But yes, one big omission from that travelling squad is, of course, the no Chiesa in there. And there's a couple of different reports on it. Fabrizio Romano said Federico Chiesa has been left out of Liverpool's pre-season tour squad as he's expected to depart the club this summer, whereas James Pearce went a different route and said that he needs a tailored individual training programme. I know what I believe, and it's that he's going to be sold. And again, I say that as a Liverpool fan who would love Chiesa to get an opportunity, but it's just always felt like he was probably going to leave this summer if an offer comes in. What source is there for Chiesa being injured? None. It's James Pearce towing the company line. He's not injured. He fucking played and scored in the game earlier on. That's just James Pearce towing the company line and trying to convince the world of something that nobody believes. You know, with all due respect to James Pearce, I very much fall down on the side of Romano on this one and thinking that it's because he wants to move away. And I get it. I've said it all the way through. We would have all liked Federico to stay, but in a World Cup year, with a new Italian manager, he's going to want to play. Any news on Dans? Was hoping he'd make the Asia list. Again, it would have to be getting back to full fitness, and maybe he's on a tailored program at the minute. I really don't know exactly where Jaden Dans is at. But if I remember correctly, he's not on that list I put out a while ago. Let me just fly through it again. Alisson, Gomez, Endo, Van Dijk, Canade, Diaz, Soboslai, Nunes, McAllister, Salah, Jones, Gakpo, Elliott, Chimikas, Robbo, Gravenberch, Doak, Woodman, Mamardashvili, Kirkes, Wirtz, Frimpong, Pexi, Roja, Mishore, Morton, Bradley, Stevenson, Leone. Yeah, he's not on that list, so I can only assume he's going to work on an individual tailor program to get himself fit, because obviously that's the main focus for him right now, is being ready to either play with Liverpool this season or to go out on loan and get some proper minutes. Gary said Chiesa, I think, takes Jota's spot. Endo covers number 6, backup. Oh, I want Rodrigo. Well, Romano tonight reported Chiesa isn't travelling with Reds over to Hong Kong and Japan. That's confirmed. The reasons why, well, they're up for debate depending on what journalist you listen to. Romano said Federico Chiesa has been left out of Liverpool's pre-season tour as he's expected to depart the club this summer. So I think that's probably the case. James Pearce said he's to work on fitness issues, whatever, but I'm not buying that. I think Chiesa's just looking to get a move. And I'd love him to stay, and I'm sure you'd love him to stay, but it's not looking likely. This one, Chris said, Chiesa reminds me of the Kewell signing back in the day. I was so happy when we signed both for so cheap, but unfortunately both just didn't work. That's a brilliant analogy, Chris. And one that I echo, mate, and share with you. I've spoken about it on the channel before in the past, but I was in St. Vincent's Hospital in Dublin in the A&E when Kewell announced that he was coming to Liverpool. And I'll never ever forget it. And I thought to myself, that's it now. We've boxed off the left-hand side and we're gonna finally be ready. And it just didn't work out like that, did it? And like you, when I heard we were bringing in Chiesa, I kind of raised my eyebrow a little bit, but understood why we were rolling the dice. But yeah, it just hasn't worked out, unfortunately. David said, feel sorry for Chiesa. He hasn't had a chance. I know, I get it. Now, we don't know what happens, behind the scenes. We don't know the conversations. We don't know what was told to him when he joined. But you are right, mate. He hasn't really had 30 opportunities to go out there and show us what he can do. It's one of those transfers I'll never fully understand. Who made it? Whose thought process it was? It just feels like an opportunistic one where we thought maybe we could bring him in. If he works, brilliant. If he doesn't work, then maybe we play him enough that we can still make a profit on it. But it just feels a bit weird.